Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Let's Hear from the Experienced. And today, in order to share her interview experience with Accenture, we have Deepsikha with us. Hi Deepsikha, welcome to Placement Buddies.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Deepsikha, please tell us something about yourself.
Okay, so I'll do an introduction. So, hi everyone, I'm Deepsikha, and currently I am struggling with maintaining adult life. Plus, I graduated this year, 2022, and I was from CSE department, and I'm currently placed at Accenture.
Okay, so guys, as you can see, Deepsikha being a very bright student as well as she is having a good sense of humor as well. Okay, so Deepsikha, let us start with Accenture's recruitment process. When did Accenture came to your campus and what was the eligibility criteria?
Guys, before we move ahead, you might not know that many of you, about 93% of you, do not subscribe to the channel. Please subscribe to our channel, turn on the notifications, do press the bell icon. I request you all. Now let's continue.
So Accenture came around, I think, in September.
Okay.
So the first one was an apti, the normal apti round, and the second one we had the coding round. And after that, there was this communication assessment. It was a no elimination round, but like a mandatory round as well.
Okay.
And that is mostly for like checking, English and your grasp with like all sorts of different accents and all that. So, and finally we had our interview. And that is
Okay. Correct. So talking about the aptitude test, what was the online test platform and like what type of questions were asked? And if you can just elaborate about the pattern.
Exactly platform, I don't remember. It has been a long time. But that normal apti questions were asked, not too hard. But I think there were 90 questions and there was 90 minutes as well. So like I guess the questions were not that hard, but the time management, there is an issue about that.
Correct.
So,
Correct.
and normal questions like if we go on GFG, the type apti questions that come up. So normal those questions first.
In the coding round or the online test round where basically coding questions were asked, what type of questions were them?
So coding questions were not like too hard, but like I won't say that the easiest also, but they were like our normal, if you do lead code, one of the first 100 questions that comes, you'll get like those types of questions. And there were two codes. There were two questions, and we had about 45 minutes. So yeah, so those were that.
Okay. On what topic will these coding questions be concerned?
Okay.
Like from what topics of DSA will they ask?
Okay, so like they won't go like too tough. Like they won't usually go for trees and graphs, but they would stick around linked list, stacks, all those. So yeah.
Okay. So during your preparation days, from what source have you prepared all those linked list,
Okay, I
etc.?
I'm not the best person to give coding advices, but like I started my preparations like quite late. But even then,
Okay.
like I kept on jumping from platform to platform, but I did HackerRank first. So I started with HackerRank. After that, I went to Lead Code. And then I kind of stuck with lead code for a while. Like, yeah, I actually stuck with lead code till the end. And there was GFG for the theory part and all. And yeah, those are, and yes, YouTube videos are obviously there. So YouTube playlists and all. So I guess the best, like, if I wish I could change something about my preparation back then, I would like suggest stick to one platform or like stick to one playlist, whichever you do. And just like more hands-on and like less theory. So that would be good.
So what is that fact about lead code where you get interest?
I guess this number of questions and their like difficulty level. Because when I initially started with HackerRank, a lot of questions kept on coming, which were more or less around the same type, same concept. So sometimes when I shifted to lead code, I found like there were more varieties. So like when you get all that variety of questions, I guess you practice a lot, like a lot many questions in a lot lesser time. So in that sense, I would suggest like among HackerRank and LeetCode, I'd say LeetCode, but obviously there are better places, coaches and all. So yeah.
Correct. And what do you think the understanding of basic fundamentals of CS helps here? Or as you have mentioned, you have gone through the theory part from Gigs for Gigs. So theory part ka bhi understanding plays a very good role in online tests.
Yeah, actually it does. Because sometimes what happens ki, in basically interviews, most of the interviews I gave, they were all technical based. So like they mostly stick to the core concept. So and like sometimes what happens like if it's such a small concept, but if you don't have it revised, then probably in the interview you tend to mess up a bit. So that's why theory is an
Correct.
important part.
So once you were done with the aptitude and coding, as you mentioned, there was a communication test.
Yeah.
So which was a non-elimination round, right? So in that communication test, what type of questions were asked?
In this, it's not actually mostly like a test. It's more of like they'll just test your understanding of how well you are understanding their accents and like their whatever speech they have prepared. So they have all these sorts of like short stories. Like they'll like play all these audios where you'll have people from different backgrounds and accents. They'll be speaking to you, and then you have to kind of summarize all those into your own like language and then write it. And then we have to like sometimes speak something in the mic. Like they'll tell us some stuff, and like we have to memorize and speak something. So it's just mostly checking how good we have with like the communication as a whole. So I actually like that is a funny story because like there I faced a lot of issues in this round. Like because I could not
Okay.
like get my for some reason my laptop mic was not working and I was not able to like
Hmm.
enter the test. So my mother was screaming in the
Okay.
background. Like in general, I'm a very low confidence person. I don't speak loudly. So I was giving the test, and there was my mother in the background. She was screaming like, speak loudly. Why can't you just speak loudly?"
Okay.
And like spoiler alert, I did speak loudly, and it worked.
Okay. But I must mention, after this interview, you are not going to think yourself as a low confident person. You are seemingly very confident in
I
this
guess
video
that
itself.
test helped
Okay.
me.
Yeah, and these are the struggles we usually face while having a virtual interview. Once you reach college and you attend physical drives, your coordinators will be there to support you. You will have a proper sophisticated arrangement there. But yes, because of this COVID and all, we have seen, worst phases of whatever things we have
Yeah,
gone through. Okay, moving ahead. So you think that communication round was kind of like psychometric test only,
yeah,
right?
mostly.
So you can not just go prepared, yeah, all guns blazing, but you just have to analyze and you need to just use your presence of mind over there
Yes,
in order to tackle those
exactly.
questions.
And plus we had no previous knowledge or experience of what the questions were going to be. So like I actually was expecting more of a those English test rounds. They'll give like questions. We'll just pick the
Okay.
grammar. I was expecting that, but then when I started giving the test, I realized it was more of an audio video based thing. So yeah.
Hmm. Not like conventional verbal ability round.
Yes,
That
yes,
was not there.
yes, exactly.
Okay, so moving on, then the interview was
Yeah.
held, right? So it was a technical interview properly or technical plus HR?
Technical plus HR, I would say. So, in my case, what happened, like normally they would ask some basic, like very basic CSE subject questions if they want to, or else like in my case, what happened, so they picked everything from the resume. So I had a few projects and I had a paper. So they mostly stuck to those concepts. So they asked me about my paper, the topic, all that. And about the project also they asked a bit. And other than those two, they asked me about, like I had put foreign language in my resume. So they asked me about that also. Like in Accenture, they value foreign language, a lot.
Yeah.
So like, so they asked me about that also, and that was done. It was a very easy interview, I'd say, like not a very difficult, very easy. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So the client facing thing becomes easier when you have foreign clients,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. And they actually, even after like you join Accenture, so they keep on sending these, invites and mails in regular intervals. Like,
Hmm.
if anyone knows any foreign languages, you can apply for this particular project and all. So yeah, they value that a lot.
Okay. Have you handled any foreign clients after joining
No, it
Accenture?
has been like what a few months. Right now,
Okay.
we have this like very proper training in Accenture. Like they'll
Hmm.
actually train us very good. That is like one of the very noticeable facts about Accenture. So like we are still going through training. Like I am already in a project, but again, even in the project, they told me
Okay.
like you have to learn more. Like everyone, we are all doing that. So it's good for us in a way because like we learn the core concepts like again because in again the COVID batches we missed out on a lot of stuff.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Understandable. Yeah. So the working and learning is
yes,
going parallelly,
exactly.
right?
Like it's like I would say like they're a good company in this sense because they value this employee upskilling their employee skill set, all that. So they value that. So in that way, I found this is a very good company to be in. Yeah.
Correct. So apart from this type of questions, like as you mentioned, it was a proper technical plus HR. So what all other questions what you can recollect right now? Is there anything specific?
For Accenture rounds, I won't say like they won't go into very details because again, like even they know that whatever like they will make their employees do, they'll again train them. So they won't go into many
Correct.
like very detailed questions. Overall, I think I got a sense like I think they check how you deal with situations, like everything. Even like when
Hmm.
I talked about that communication assessment test, so they'll check all this, and even in the apps and all, time management, and in technical round, I think
Correct.
they'll check how you deal with clients because like the confidence really shows. So all that is important for Accenture. Other than that, like technical knowledge, the very basic preparation would do. Like they don't have to go too technical. Like normal GSG
Hmm.
basic questions, interview questions, all that would do.
Okay. So basically, right from your second year or maybe early third year, you have decided that, okay, I want to go in this field or I want to work for IT companies. So how have you approached your preparation back then?
Actually, I was not really sure up until my third year. Like, I really want to
Okay.
work for an IT company. But then I guess in my third year, I was like, it comes as a pure pressure also, I'd say kind of like everyone is preparing. So you kind of have to prepare.
Yeah. And especially when you are in computer
Yeah.
science, I
Yeah, so
understand.
like like people would actually like randomly ask me like placement हुई कि नहीं कब
Hmm.
होगी and all that. So
Ah,
you kind of start preparing. So back then I guess when the first company was about to come, so before that I think 1 week before that I was like no, okay, fine, I have
okay.
to start studying now. So I was like okay, fine, now we can properly start studying. And by the time Accenture came, I was like okay, I was like, okay, place. I was like, okay, I had made up my mind. I guess I just take this. And so like,
Right.
this was my like preparation. Not really a very good roadmap to follow, but I'd say like at least I am in a place to say what not to do during placement.
Awesome. So yeah, that's a very cute approach for cracking Accenture. Right. So, like when you now you have spent months in Accenture. So, what do you think the work culture of Accenture? How is it different from other companies? What pros can anyone have after joining Accenture as a
Okay.
fresher?
As a fresher, I'd say the possibilities, like, I'll sound very like those ads, but actually the possibilities are endless
Okay.
because, like in my case, I was really interested in like, ML and, all this like before,
Hmm.
because I had my, college project in computer vision. So this AI thing,
Okay.
I really was interested in that. But again, in college, you're a bit careless, you don't study properly. So like, we don't really have that much. Like I'm not talking about those who study, they do obviously. Like I'm from the like average batch. So I'll say like we didn't study properly. But like after I joined Accenture, I think like my resume that the projects also worked, I guess, in their decisions. They put me in the AI team. And then after that, when we go through all these trainings, so like at least my AI concepts are like now pretty strong. So like what I didn't understand back in college,
Okay.
I understand now. So like I'd say that training is a very plus side. So if somebody actually wants to learn more, so you can join Accenture and like once you have the knowledge, you can choose what you want to do. I'm not saying like leave, but you can choose what you want to do.
Yeah, some people will also choose that
Or like after that, you have endless possibilities. You can do whatever you
opportunities.
want in that
Correct.
field. But they give you that initial kickstart, like properly. And of course, even the work culture, it's like I'd say like when we talk about work-life balance, so I'd say
Hmm.
like I'm struggling to maintain the work part of that because mostly we have like free days and like they won't pressurize us much and they'll be like so chill at the workplace also, even the trainers and everyone.
Awesome.
So I'll say it's a very like chill work culture. It's very good. Yeah, and that's it.
Awesome. What else a fresher
Yeah,
wants?
exactly.
Correct. So talking about artificial intelligence, can we expect you to develop something to transform the entire world by 2024 or 5 say? Because AI is the new future, I guess.
Yeah, if someone is like people were scared of AI taking over the world, that I don't know. But if something destructive happens, then probably that'll be me.
Awesome. Nice. Deepshika, like before wrapping up, what tips do you want to give to our juniors who are like who wants to join Accenture after their placements?
Okay, so if they want to join Accenture, I'd say like the first point would be somehow make it to the interviews because once you make it to the interviews, like it just all depends on your how you carry yourself because they won't be too technical about it.
Correct.
And in general, if I won't say like everyone hopes ki like people hope ki I wish I get placed at Amazon, I wish I get placed at Google, all that. But
Correct.
Accenture won't be the company that you probably will be wishing to get placed in, but like once it comes, like give it a try, and it's like you'll find it like very comforting to work here. And if I like, I get sometimes I get quite a few texts from juniors in this placement season, like they're anxious, depressed. So the ones that do
Yeah.
good will do good. We all know that. But catering to that mass of people who are still underconfident, not quite there yet. So I'll just say like you will get placed. Like you will. You
You
will.
will. Yeah.
Like
Right.
it sounds like quite absurd at this point, but like you will get placed. I have been there. I've seen my friends be there, but then we all are placed now. So
Hmm.
yeah, just hang in there and it'll work out.
Correct. Good things
Yeah,
take time.
exactly. And like it will happen, obviously, in its own course of time. Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Thanks a lot, Deepshika, again for joining Placement Buddies. And I hope, like as you have mentioned, you are getting a lot of texts from juniors regarding placements and all. When this video will be on air, you will get more texts and you will get more famous through Placement Buddies. That I just wish for.
I hope
So
so.
thank you again. Thank you again for joining,
Thank you
and
so much
have
for
a good day.
having me.